way as democracy is known in Pakistan, it's not the same democracy that we talk about. Same in the project-based learning. Learning is not the same thing. I hope there's the other kind of project-based learning that we're talking about, which actually does make a difference.
Not that project-based learning that
Exactly. So it's that same kind of, project-based learning which is done on papers.
we need to learn what project-based learning is.
Exactly. So, so that has to change.
We need to learn what project-based learning is. This is not that project-based learning that we give, that projects that we give to our students in school. These are not those projects. And the other one is that the flexibility, we wanted flexibility in the curriculum or the scheme of work, so that why we want this, because we want creativity now, because when obviously if there are a lot of limitations, and if we have to just complete the syllabus on time, then there is no room that we can have more, we can incorporate more activities, and we cannot extend the lessons, we cannot extend the activities if we have to just finish them within the given time. There was one more point, like we wanted to reevaluate the grading system. And why do we want to reevaluate the grading system? Again, the same thing, that we need to know that why we are learning and why we are teaching. We are not the students are not there to get the grades, and we are not there to make it happen. We are there to do something for the betterment or for the progress of humanity. The other thing was, again, the social mindset, because in a society what happens that nowadays, because of obviously even in my family, that everybody, what they want, that everybody should be a doctor and an engineer. So being a society, we need to change our mindset that there's a lot of other occupations and there are a lot of other professions in the world. And teaching is also one of the most respectable professions that the students can go for it and they can opt for it. Still, we are quite positive and we are quite hopeful that when we talk about a lot of things, that this is not happening and that is not happening and teachers' value is declining and all that, but still in the present world, if we are doing our work with honesty, if we are committed, if we can give sacrifice, then a lot of things can change. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, the camera's back on, so we're good to go. So yes, the next two questions are, what strategy do we need to implement these changes? So we've looked at what strategy, so we've looked at what we want, we've looked at why we want it, now how are we going to implement it? How are we going to implement it? Yeah, the how. How are we going to implement it? That's the first question. The second question, or the final question, is what are the implications for future practice, particularly in terms of Beaconhouse? So really, what are the implications of this change for Beaconhouse? So how are we going to implement it, and what will the implications of that change be for Beaconhouse? And if you could get together your thoughts on those two questions over the next 20 minutes or so. Everyone makes clear with that? Great, okay. Okay, everyone, if you could wrap it up there, please. If you could wrap it up there. Fantastic. Okay, we've got about 10 minutes left before lunchtime, so, and there are 3 groups who haven't yet had a chance to present. So which one would like to go first? Any volunteers? Any volunteers? To give a little presentation on what you've just been discussing. Does your group want to... Fantastic. Aha, we have a volunteer. Excellent. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Please take the mic.
Yeah, I'm quite loud, I think.
I think it's for the TV as much as anything.
Oh,
But you're on. Don't worry, nothing will be used against you, I promise. Okay, if everyone could be quiet, please.
okay, now why do we need this? Leading change and raising standards. What do we want to do to bring about the desired change? We did that question. And then you gave us what strategies to follow and how. First thing would be a shared and consultative decision making. That is between the staff and the admin, and of course then we are the bridge between them and the policymakers, so to say. So that is very important. That will, I'm going to go do both the things, implementations together. So that also bridges the gap between the admin, the office staff rather, and the staff members themselves. when you have then you can empathize with their problems when you have that consultative and mutual ownership. Yes, you are more like a family then. You are owning your own teachers, and teachers also feel part of. I think at this point of time, I would like to believe that when the head is there, she is the leader of that group, and if she has been brought there, in most of the cases, there will be free cases. Most of the cases, she has to gain the confidence of her people, of her staff. Her target is to maintain, to keep the turnover constant. She doesn't want the turnover to go into negative. So she has to maintain that for her own. This is like everyone. Yeah, that's the fact. That's a fact. And I think to maintain that, she has to be in a very friendly posture with her, because she is facing the parents. Teachers feel they are facing the parents. No, the head is facing the wrath of the parents, actually. Acha ji, how? Is this a question there? Yeah. Yeah.
With shared decision making, there should be shared vision also. Yeah. The vision also should be shared.
And that brings me to our development plan. When we make a development plan, we are told to discuss it we are told to share it with our staff. So we share. So that culture is already there. Zahir hai, we cannot be ambitious in our own goals if we cannot achieve them. So हमारे जो teachers हैं जिन्होंने वो हमें help करना है, they should. Achha, then we need to revise our curriculum as it moves on. You know, in time we will realize that there are certain things that cannot be fulfilled. Some things will become redundant with time. So they have to be revised and rebuilt all the time. That's constant. Then effective and constant mentoring and monitoring, both. We need to be mentors rather than critical, just critique, not a critical thing, but we need to, when we critique, we need to provide them with solutions. That is what is the job of a leader, whether that leader is an SM or a coordinator or an HM or whoever, in whichever capacity. So this is how it is. Any questions? Any disagreements there? You agree? Okay, I'm glad. Disagreement? Anything more to add?
That's fantastic. Thank you very much. Oh, there's a... Yeah, fantastic. We don't have much time, but a quick comment, sure.
Yeah, we don't want any comments, okay?
Okay. Oh, please, you're on TV.
Okay, I'm on TV. For question number 3, we have training and follow-up, giving more exposure to the teachers and students, providing experiential learning, involving parents and community, and then encouraging creativity and diversity, use of technology, and value the diverse ability of teachers and students. That's how we can bring in change. If we do not accept them with their thinking minds, then probably we cannot change. That's the most important thing. For question number 4, we have revisiting curriculum and some strategies and resource allocation. Because if we are looking at a bigger perspective and implication for BSS, that if we are bringing change and in the classroom and in the learning environment, then definitely the resources have to be allocated for maybe training, for maybe experiential learning, for evaluation team, as if you were saying that there should be monitoring and mentoring and all that. And that everything needs money and resources to be allocated. And then use of technology, again, we need to have resource allocation for that. So whoever wants to bring the change, they need these kinds of things from BSS. Ownership of change, or we say shared vision. If we want to change, it has to be shared by every one of us. And that's how we can bring the change. And that's how, if we all believe in change and we think that, okay, why not change? So we need to be feeling more secure, more profound in order to bring change in ourselves. Thank you so much. Any questions?
You frightened us off.
And yeah, the change we want is the change to go to lunch quickly. This group, do you have any final comments you want to add, or do you feel it's been covered by what's been? Any volunteers? Yeah, do you want to just make a couple of points? Just a couple.